Yeah, couscous! Couscous! I love couscous! Adnan loves couscous! Please remember to bring more couscous for Adnan! Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of My Burning Hearts. So last time we finished the Halim route and the bad route. So before we get into the Harun, it's not really that much of a route since it's really short, I think. But I thought we might as well get the Rashid bad ending first, because after last video, it just seems like I kind of just want to see like what happens in the Rashid bad ending, because like the bad ending of Halim's route just seems like the Rashid bad ending, you know? But it wasn't. It was Halim's bad ending, but I want to see, you know, how that's going to be for Rashid. Alright, so I have my guide here, and I will just be skipping through these choices for the most part. And I guess I'll read the new dialogue until the button says I can skip through it. He bit his tongue again and replied with a simple,
"No, Your Highness."
Good. I'm glad to see we are starting to get some points settled. Keep on learning, boy. In the end, we might make a good slave out of you.
I think I have to say that for Harun's actual route. Well, not his route, but his ending, I guess. And he left with a sharp turn of his heels. I don't like making Harun happy. Unbelievable, Adnan thought. How could the Sultan trust someone like the Vizier so much? Abd al-Rashid seemed more clever than that.
Hey, Adnan. You okay?
Of course he trusts the Vizier. They're cut from the same cloth. Adnan nodded, still distracted by his own thoughts.
You did the right thing. I know it's hard, but it's better not to talk back.
Again with that subdued way of thinking. Hearing Halim speak like that made Adnan feel enraged again.
Why? What would happen if I answered him with a retort or tried to be sassy?
You tried to be sassy? Oh, well... I mean, I don't think you should be sassy to your slave masters, hon.
Tell me you won't do that! Don't even consider it!
But why? I would be punished, I guess.
Yes, of course! And I don't really know how the Great Vizier would react. And I don't want to see it, alright? You are my friend, and I care for you. So please don't get in trouble. Do it for me.
Adnan opened his mouth in surprise, and for a long time, he didn't know what to say. He didn't expect that reaction. Friends, he said. Adnan couldn't even remember the last time he made a friend, with how much he traveled across the desert, moving across the sultanates. So he felt a knot in his throat and was forced to answer with a nod instead of words. That seemed to relieve Halim.
Thank you, Adnan. I'm glad you understand. Now, let's go back to our tasks. What about chess? Do you know how to play chess?
Adnan shook his head with a smile and let the other boy drag him to the corner where the chessboard was. Alright, we're gonna storm out of the room. I don't have to stand this, Adnan thought with rage. He turned and stormed out of the common room, leaving the open-mouthed Vizier behind him.
Hey! Where do you think you're going? Come back here right now!
Ooh, he's not listening to you. But Adnan was already running down the aisle, his heart pumping madly. That would have consequences, and Adnan knew it too well. Annoyed and tired, the boy joined the other slaves in the kitchen and busied himself helping them for the rest of the day. Ah, what's the Vizier gonna do to him?
Hey, Halim!
Adnan! Shh! It's late. Don't wake the others.
Right, sorry. Are you visiting that guard tonight? Khaldun?
Oh, I remember just a couple days ago, Halim, you and Khaldun weren't doing so great. As soon as he had a taste of you, he didn't really care about you anymore, but he told all his friends. Halim blushed to the roots of his hair.
Oh, it's It's meant to be a secret.
Your secret is safe with me. But I was wondering, why don't you take him this wine? It will help pass the time faster while he's on duty.
Oh, wait, so is he gonna use Halim to escape without telling Halim? Wow, that's kind of messed up. The boy blinked and stared at the bottle with incredulity.
Where did you get that bottle from?
Oh, but Halim's already not buying it.
Oh, it's a gift from His Majesty. But to be honest, I don't enjoy wine that much. That's why I thought of giving it to you.
Wow, what a talented liar. How can you do this to Halim? In truth, he had bribed one of the cook servants for it, and then he spiced it up with some seeds that they used when they had trouble getting to sleep. It was a natural method, and not too strong, but he guessed that added to the wine and the good company would have the guard too distracted to notice any movement in the garden. In addition to not having to worry about the side effects of drugging his friend.
You can drink it with your boyfriend.
Halim playfully hit his shoulders.
He's not my boyfriend.
No, he's just a quick lay, man.
Not yet.
Not ever. They had been flirting for a couple of months by then, and Adnan was sure something would have happened if the two of them weren't constantly surrounded by other people. So Halim took the bottle with a wide, coquettish grin.
Perhaps we can convince his partner to go and take a stroll on his own.
Oh no. Wouldn't it be better to invite him drinking with you two? You know, to win him over?
Now you're just, like, the way you're phrasing this makes it seem bad for Halim, like you're calling him a, like, you're saying he wants to get with multiple guys at the same time. He's not gonna be happy with that, is he?
True. I don't think he would go gossiping about us, but it would be nice if we could count on him to cover for us in the future.
No, so Halim just wants someone to sort of watch. That turns him on.
See?
Thank you, Adnan.
Oh my god, Adnan's terrible. How can you do this? What if Halim gets in trouble for this? The boy hugged Adnan tightly before winking at him and walking away. Adnan watched him leave for the tower and sighed. This is it then. He waited half an hour before venturing again to the garden. He left Abd al-Rashid sleeping soundly in his bedroom and slid through the labyrinth of corridors that he now knew like the back of his hand. Once in the garden, he threw the hook he had prepared to the top of the piece of the garden wall that led to the street. Provided the two guards currently on duty were busy in the tower, hopefully drunk and half asleep, nobody should notice a shadow climbing up the wall. Yeah, it's like the same. Except for another shadow following him.
Guards!
Jamal! It doesn't sound like Jamal. Adnan turned, probably one of Jamal's lackeys. Adnan turned in time to see another slave yelling and pointing at him. One by one, the windows started to be lit and some curious faces were beginning to peep. He's gonna get stuck in slavery again, oh my god. And Rashid's just gonna be like, I don't even want to see Adnan, just send him to the fields. Crap, faster! I need to climb faster! The sound of multiple feet running through the garden broke the silence completely, followed by voices, many voices, and all of them yelling orders. Some strong hands took his rope, pulling and shaking it until they managed to take his hook down. Adnan's body fell down to the garden's ground with the grace of a potato sack. Oh lord.
What's the meaning of this? Harun!
Oh, no, we'll actually get to talk to Rashid in this one. He just won't exit stage as soon as we attempt to escape. The guards led by the Great Vizier had woken up the Sultan in the middle of the night. The Vizier stayed at the doorway and instead of answering His Majesty, he gestured for the guards to push their prisoner inside the room. Rashid paled at seeing Adnan being thrown onto the floor on his knees.
Adnan? Where did you go?
I tried to leave. I tried to have a full life that wasn't bound by shackles and sexual servitude. But I guess that's just crazy. Seeing that Adnan remained silent, Rashid addressed his vizier instead.
Harun? What happened?
He was supposed to be sleeping soundly in your bed, right? Well, we caught him trying to climb the south wall with a hook and a rope, Your Majesty.
What? Is that true, Adnan?
Adnan refused to even look at Rashid's face and kept his gaze stubbornly fixed on a wall.
And that's why you can never trust slaves.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have slaves. Just, you know, kind of a thought for you right there. He almost spat the last word, making it sound as if he was mentioning an especially disgusting kind of bug. The Sultan rubbed his forehead and looked aside, pained.
Guards, get him out of my sight.
Dude! Okay, maybe it was better that Rashid just was completely absent in Halim's bad ending. And it was just talked about how he didn't even want to see Adnan. Oh my god. And look at his face right now, like he's conflicted, like he's so hurt. He's so hurt that Adnan would want to run away. Like, so evil. The armed men grabbed Adnan by his arms and dragged him out of the room. Oh my god. Rashid flopped on an armchair and poured himself some liquor.
I can't believe it. Why would he want to escape?
Oh my god, I hate Rashid.
Think that I thought I was slowly winning him over. That he was opening up to me.
He was your slave! What? I don't even know what to say. What? He wasn't here by choice!
What kind of fool have I been?
He sighed, drank his glass in one long gulp, and rubbed his temples again.
I told you more than once, Your Majesty. You're too lenient with the slaves. You know what they say. Familiarity breeds affection. What would your father say if he saw you getting so close to your harem slaves?
The memory of his late father made Rashid smile for a short moment, but the pain was too strong to keep a straight face for long. Oh yes, Rashid's in so much pain.
True, but I'm not my father. Perhaps he was right, and I should keep my distance more. I really liked Adnan.
Then maybe you shouldn't have enslaved him? Maybe if you really liked him, you should have been like, Adnan, I'll make you a free man. You can stay in the palace or leave. It's your choice. And then maybe, you know, then that could have been the start of a real relationship. Maybe, but like, I don't see how you think you can have a relationship with a slave.
I'm aware of it. That boy received all the love of your majesty and ungratefully gave you the cold shoulder. He's cold and manipulative, undeserving of any kind of gentle feelings.
Oh my god, Harun. You so just wanted a piece of Adnan. Rashid flinched at this and poured himself another glass.
I'm sure your majesty probably won't want to see his face ever again, so you can heal your bruised ego and forget all about the cold-hearted bastard.
Oh my god. The Sultan hesitated for a long moment and then nodded. Let's kill Rashid.
Let me remind you that the usual punishment for runaway slaves is death.
What's the punishment for being a complete, useless, worthless piece of shit slave master? Is it death? Because, you know, I'm ready. I have my pitchforks. I have the guillotine ready. Rashid raised his face from his glass and looked back at Harun with horror.
No! We don't need to go that far.
I'm willing to go that far with you, Rashid. Come on, put your head in my guillotine. The vizier frowned and pretended to be deep in thought for a moment.
Then, provided you don't want to kill him, I could get rid of Adnan for you.
Oh, what a generous master Rashid is. He doesn't want Adnan to die. He'll just let Harun take care of him and banish him back to slavery. Regular slavery. Great.
But without killing him?
Yeah, because living life as a slave is better than death.
I'll make sure he lives, but His Majesty won't see him again.
Rashid considered those words for a moment.
If you can find a solution. But I don't want him sold again in the slave market.
Well, at least there's that, but what does that mean for Adnan?
No, not that. Be assured.
Are we gonna be, like, locked up in Harun's personal chamber?
I guess sending him to the crop fields is the best we can do. All right, Harun. I'll leave this issue in your hands.
Wait. Okay. Wait, I'm so confused. When he said not back to the slave market, I thought that meant not selling him again as a slave, but if you send him back to the crop fields where he's a slave, that's still living as a slave. I don't... What?
Just take him away from the palace as soon as possible, so I don't have to see him ever again.
I don't think Rashid cares about any of this. I really don't think he cares at all.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
I'm very angry. Days and nights mixed and blurred inside the dungeon. Adnan could tell it wasn't the same cell they locked him in the other time. For one thing, the darkness wasn't pitch black like in the confinement cell he was in before, and there was a constant sound of dripping water. The walls were cold and wet to the touch too, and Adnan could always feel the humidity in his bones. Besides, he remembered well the moment the guards dragged him there. They climbed down many flights of stairs, past the palace cellars, way down below everything else. Sometimes in the idle moments where Adnan thought about this and that to pass the time, he wondered if His Majesty knew of this dungeon. He lost hope of Rashid busting in and saying he forgave Adnan long ago. The Sultan surely thought he was working in the fields, or dead, or sold to another master. Adnan blocked every memory of his hurt face. He didn't want to remember that. We really are in Harun's personal, sex dungeon. Instead, he spent the days remembering his days out of the palace. The people he knew, the noisy streets and markets, the windy desert, the sound of waves against the keel of the ships in the harbor, the sun above his head, the rain against his skin, the voices of his friends, all things he would never feel again. The keys opening the bolts told Adnan it was feeding time. Ew. That seems sexual. A chill went up his spine and he crawled to the farthest corner of the room. Door. Wait, what? He crawled to the farthest corner to the door. He knew that he should... Oh God, he's opening the door again. He knew he should be glad this time he wasn't suffering from hunger or thirst. But in fact, he'd rather have that punishment than this.
Look what we have here. Aren't you a nice sight?
Oh my God. I knew it.
That desperation in your eyes really suits you, Adnan.
He went closer to the slave and grabbed his chin, rather painfully, forcing him to look up at his face.
Didn't I tell you I would win in the end? Where's that insolence of yours now,
Adnan lunged forward, angered, but the vizier reacted faster than him and took the chain that linked Adnan's collar to the wall, pulling it until Adnan lost his balance and fell to the ground face first.
I see you still have some will in you. Nice, nice. We'll see how long it lasts. It will be a pity once your fighting instinct is gone, don't you think? You'll be such a boring pet then.
Those two words made Adnan's blood freeze in his veins. Harun mentioned that from time to time. What did that mean? Wait, which two words? Oh wait, those...
We'll see.
Okay. Becoming a pet. Would the man dispose of him once he got bored with him? There was no way he could tell, not with that madman. So far the only option he had was playing his game. Gross.
I bet you're hungry, Adnan.
Oh my God, I knew it was sexual. The vizier went to the corner closest to the door and sat down on an armchair prepared just for his use. Adnan's chain was too short to allow him to sit there.
Come closer. What are you waiting for?
Unwillingly, Adnan crawled to the vizier's feet and knelt down in front of him as the man wanted, approaching him on his feet. Approaching him on his feet would only prompt a slap on his face, as he knew from experience. The vizier took out a bunch of grapes from his sack. Gross. They smelled fresh and sweet, and Adnan's mouth watered.
That's an obedient pet. Open your mouth, Adnan.
The boy obeyed, and the vizier promptly put a delicious wet grape in his mouth. Adnan munched on it, savoring it.
Open again. Come on, don't be so slow.
As always, Harun led the rhythm, and Adnan was forced to chew and swallow faster. He fed him 6 or 7 grapes before seemingly getting bored and putting the bunch back in the sack. That was the moment Adnan was fearing. What's next? Knowing the Vizier, it could be anything.
You're still hungry, I guess. Let's go for the main meal. Today I've brought couscous.
Yeah, couscous!
Do you like couscous, Adnan?
I love couscous. Adnan loves couscous. He answered with a small grunt. He could smell the spices in the meat when the Vizier opened the casserole lid.
Meat is good for your health. Today it has lamb on it, I think.
The Vizier rested for a moment until his breathing was back to normal, and then picked up all the items and rest scattered in the small room. Rest? What does that mean? When he finished, Adnan hadn't moved yet. He went closer to the boy and kicked him softly on his side. Oh, what a good master. He kicks me so gently. Adnan growled and regained his consciousness, forcing his eyes to open. Then he saw Harun watching him with a sadistic smirk on his face and closed his eyes again, ashamed and desperate.
See you tomorrow, Adnan. Be a good pet and rest.
Oh my god. He stopped by the door once again to enjoy the sight of the boy lying on the ground, dirty with semen and remains of food, and his cheeks stained with tears, and locked the door behind him. Please remember to bring more couscous for Adnan. Okay, I'm just gonna skip through that and skip through the credits and talk, because I don't want to get because one of the tracks in this game is copyrighted, and sometimes it really messes up my monetization, so I think the credits might be copyrighted too. Anyway, the point is, that was awful. That was nightmarish. That was worse than Helene's bad ending, where he just got sold into slavery. And I kind of almost don't even want to go to the Harun ending, because it's just gonna be that but worse, isn't it? Like, I feel like it is. I don't see how it could be any better. We know what kind of person he is. Also, seriously, I know I already said I hate Rashid last route. I mean, yeah, last video. But, and I know I already said I hate him this video, but I hate him even more this video. Like, how can he be doing this to Adnan but be like, oh, I just wanted him to like me? Like, he is truly as evil as the Vizier. And he's evil in a different way. Like, I think I said that last time too. He's evil in a different way. He, like, convinces himself he's not that bad of a person and that he's giving these slaves a chance as his sex slaves. You know, it's like, he thinks he's doing a good thing for them. Whereas Harun knows it's an evil thing that he's doing. Rashid convinces himself what he's doing is good, and when someone tries to escape, oh, well, they're the ones with the problem. You know, it's not anything I did, it's just something wrong with them. You know? So he tries to convince himself that he's like a savior when he's just as bad as Harun. Anyway, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you liked it. I mean, I don't know how you could like it, genuinely. But, I'll see you next time, so please remember to like the video, comment down below telling me if you were physically disgusted by this video, because I suspect many of you are, and, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!